What's going on, everyone? So, I feel like I've talked a lot about the Scream 7 trailer the last day or so, and that's because there's a lot of expectation that it is going to drop tomorrow, depending on where you're at. Could be a couple hours, depending on when you're watching this, could be a couple hours. But I want to talk about it again because we got some, good news, I think, on the potential of the trailer to drop. Again, do not get your hopes up. I don't want to see people get overly excited for it and end up being disappointed, okay? But got news from Daniel, RPK, that said, hey, they might push the Scream 7 trailer because there's a lot of rumors that it's coming out tomorrow. But because of Stranger Things, they may end up moving it, right? Because the Stranger Things trailer was supposed to drop tomorrow. But the Stranger Things trailer is already out and it is circulating, and that's good and bodes well for the potential of Scream 7 because I've seen a lot of people talk about and go, hey, why would Stranger Things impact them releasing Scream 7 in its trailer, right? One's a show, one's a movie, and it's the views, the trending, right? Like Stranger Things isn't just some like random new show, right? It's a huge IP at this point, and there's a lot of hype and a lot of excitement for this final season of Stranger Things. So if you're the studio for Scream, you usually don't want to compete with another big trailer. Be one thing if Stranger Things was like a new show that people were curious about or something, right? Yeah, there might be a little buzz on it, but it's not going to be to the level of a Scream. But something like Stranger Things is huge, and so that, of course, is going to generate the buzz and attention, and now that ends up being on trending, and then that trending ends up hurting the views, and like, yes, it still might be good, but you don't know how good it would have been if you didn't get Stranger Things, and then that kind of gets washed out and people are sharing it and all that stuff. Plus, Scream is a very specific kind of niche thing where, Stranger Things is more broad and, it's Netflix and all of that. So again, it's makes sense that Scream wouldn't want to compete with something as big as Stranger Things. Now, they might not care either way, and it might get released either way, because like I said in the previous video, they have everything already scheduled and planned, right? It's not like they woke up yesterday and were like, hey, we're going to drop the trailer on Thursday. No, usually this is something that is planned and worked out for, months, right? Okay, we're going to release the trailer around this time on this date, and then we're going to, whatever, have the official poster come out at this time, and then we're going to have the little teaser come out at this time, and so on and so forth, right? That's usually how it works, right? They're not going to just like, out of the blue, somebody goes, it'd be great today, drop in the trailer, right? Like it's all pre-planned. So to me, I don't know, again, assuming that the plan is for it to actually come out tomorrow, I don't know if they would move it even if Stranger Things was coming out, right? Because they're probably pretty privy to kind of like what's coming out, when's a good time. Like, it's why, even movies come out on a certain date, and we've seen movies get pushed because another movie ends up coming out around that time or whatever, and they're like, we don't want to compete with this, right? So again, like all this stuff is planned. All this stuff is like, okay, we want this on this date, this on this date, so on and so forth down the list, right? So I assume that, again, if it is to come out, take it with a grain of salt, but if it is to come out tomorrow, I think it'll probably come out regardless. But it's also just opportunity, right? I've talked about, like, if you don't get something Scream 7 related in Halloween time, I just feel like it's such a miss, right? Like, we've gotten a lot of Ghostface related stuff, this month, which is great, right? It's still kind of, Scream related, and it, adds excitement and brand recognition and all this stuff, but it's not pertaining to Scream. Like, there's no tie to Scream 7, right? And so you want to have that connection, and that like, hey, not only are we doing that, like, it'd be one thing if we were doing all these Ghostface collabs And in all the trailers, like the Fortnite and stuff like that, it was like Scream 7 comes out February, what is it, 27th or whatever, 25th or whatever it is, right? Or like if it was something like that, then yes, I'd get it. I'd understand. I'd be like, okay, cool, that makes sense, right? But for it to just be Ghostface related, I do feel like you're not getting the word out enough. And it's like, when are you going to start the marketing? Like I've said it before, we got an Evil Dead trailer. Evil Dead Rise comes out, what is it, 5 months after? Right? Like, literally, like, if they can release a little teaser, Scream can, right? Like, again, even if you don't want to do the full trailer, fine. If they're like, hey, we don't want to release the full trailer yet, we want to kind of wait till we're, whatever, 3 months out or something. So release it in November, December, or whatever, then fine. Yeah, that's okay, but you got to give us something, right? And like I said in every one of these videos, not us, like you watching this video, myself, like we're going to watch this movie no matter what. We're going to watch this movie regardless. There's nothing that they could release the movie tomorrow and we find out about it tonight, and all of us with bells on will be on tomorrow, right? Like, we don't need the build up and hype, but I want to see this movie have success. We have Scream 8 that is already greenlit. Right? So you want to have the marketing. I understand, like, using the Evil Dead as example, right? Like, that has a much smaller market audience, not as big of an IP as Scream is. So they got to promote it more than Scream. Right? Like, Scream is a pretty big IP. Like, people are going to go watch this movie regardless, right? But still, like, you have a large part of the general audience that isn't privy to this, that doesn't know that this is coming out. Even if they know that a Scream is coming out, they might not even know that this is going to be a new Sydney story. So you're going to have a lot of people that are going to see the trailer and go like, hey, where are those sisters, right? Like, where's Sam and Tara, right? Like, or no, and not even realize that they're not involved anymore. Again, like, it's easy for us to think and see, because we're in, the community that is myself and all these other content creators, as well as, the X and all of that. We're reading all these articles and diving into all this stuff regularly and all of that, right? Like, but again, we're the minority compared to the vast majority that are going to go watch this. Most people don't know all the details, right? Most people don't know all the ins and outs and stuff. So, a lot of people aren't going to be aware that there's, they're doing a new Sydney story and going to tie into Sydney and all those things. So I want this movie to have as much success as possible. And I think it really starts with just good quality marketing, right? Like I've said, I don't think that it has to do what they did with Scream 5, but, somewhere in the middle of 5 and 6, ideally. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Think we get the trailer at some point tomorrow? Do you think no? Like, it'll be, whenever, it'll be Friday or it'll be whenever, right? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. Either way, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me not. So we enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel. What are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.